That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny. I promise you, where you're getting your best results will always lean towards your unique ability. Ultimately, what you focus on will define your identity. It will move from I can't do this, I don't have this, to I am not this. It doesn't take long for I don't have money to become I am poor. What you focus on ultimately will shape your sense of identity, because what you believe is what you become.
Whenever Dr. Sam speaks, your mind is going to be blown. Nothing less than what he always delivers.
He still doesn't run out of inspiration. Every time you listen to him, you're still inspired.
He's been doing this over many years. It's like he doesn't age doing it.
Just by mere meeting him, he has shifted my capacity.
Energetic, engaging, and filled with a lot of revelation and information that can change your life and move us from where we are now to the next level. Dr. Sam Adeyemi is the real deal.
When we find ourselves in very difficult circumstances, impossible circumstances, that actually is when our best potentials are released. We're tougher than the tough times.
My experience was great.
This event was a fantastic event. It shifted me to the next level. Excellence, content was really, really powerful.
I enjoyed every minute of shift. It was amazing, transformative. I particularly enjoyed Dr. Sam's session.
This was a world-class conference. I don't think I was really ready for the transformation that really happened in the room. All the speakers were so amazing.
My experience at the Shift conference was honestly mind-blowing. It's a blessing, honestly, to be here, and I'm really glad I've been able to participate in this year's Shift conference.
Shift.
My experience was great.
It was amazing, transformative.
I was blown away by the speakers.
Excellence, content was really, really powerful.
This was a world-class conference. I will be here for Shift 2026.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Sam Adeyemi.
That point where you make up your mind is where your life changes. That's where a poor man becomes a rich man. That's where failure changes to success. It is your decision, not your condition, that determines your destiny.
Success is a journey. It's not a destination. The mistake too many people make is to say, I have arrived. No. You need to stay on entrepreneurial shift.
You have to have a huge desire for the thing that you really, really want. So if that means you have to spend 40, 60, 80 hours a week to get there, that's a burning desire. Who has a burning desire to build wealth today?
Sometimes you won't have all the answers. Neither do the men. 50% of our population cannot be sitting back. God bless you.
Get up, ladies. Get up, men. Get up, children. Get up and run with the light that you have.
In life, if you don't move, words without action is nothing. So when you told your neighbor shift, did you shift? In this book, you will find out that to make changes can be very uncomfortable, but when you start, it gets easier.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Leadership Live for today. Good morning, if it's morning at your end, or good afternoon, or good evening, right? Or like we say in some places, good night. Wow, 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 wow. It's been an amazing 2 weeks for us on our team. An amazing 2 weeks, right? So on the 13th of September, we were at the Shift Leadership Conference USA in Maryland. And it was super amazing, super amazing. The 2 sessions, the general session, the VIP session, amazing. Our speakers were amazing. It's interesting that whilst the focus of the 3 guest speakers at Shift Lagos was entrepreneurship, we just found out that our 3 guest speakers in Maryland are in the tech space. The first 2 speakers trained as software or are software engineers. And then we had the queen of AI come blow everything up. I mean, she took us practically through how to leverage ChatGPT 5.0. It was awesome for those of us present on site and those online. And the last Saturday, we were in Calgary, Canada, for our Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable. Whoa, that was another powerful experience. Anyway, if you're a member of our community and you were present at either of the 2 programs, I want to say a big thank you for showing up, because we saw some of the people who attend here at the event. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so welcome everyone. Oh wow, Joseph Kirby, this is amazing. He says, yes, I gave a copy of your book to the president of Liberia. Pray it will be a blessing to him. Hopefully you will get a testimony from him one day. That is so powerful. That is fulfilling the vision for the book. Honestly, because I see the book going into the hands of leaders in government and in the business sector and in every sector. Amazing. So thank you. That was really amazing. People have given the books to high government officials, and I've received calls from them. I spoke at an event where I met the wives of a lot of the top people in government in Nigeria, top people in the military, top people, wives of governors and former governors, and it was a fantastic opportunity. So I gave all of them copies of the books, right? So they could share with their husbands, and I got phone calls after that. It's amazing. Yes, I'm in Lagos, Nigeria today, and my flight in, I met with the former presidential candidate, right, in Nigeria. I was able to share a copy of the book with him. So thank you, thank you. If you are a member of our community and you have any such opportunity, please use them. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Gospel. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Sam 7 from Kumasi, Ghana. Thank you. Good to see you back. Yes, we took a break, right? It's good to be back. Fortress, good to see you. Dr. Olaliko from Toronto, Canada. Thank you to see you. Obina, good to see you. Yes, Jaita in Benin City, good to see you. Joseph, good to see you. Lawrence is joining us from Zambia, Lusaka, Zambia. Amazing, thank you. Yeah, this is always a global event, right? Tokwe and Winner and Bamdele, thank you. Darlington is joining us from Uyo, in Nigeria. Amazing. Oh, good to see you, Ade from Akure. Amazing. Thank you, Bishop Joseph. Good to see you. Yes, thank you. Praise. and Kennedy, and Simpson. Thank you, Simpson. Right. Lisa is joining us from Yola, Nigeria, and Kola from Scotland. Amazing. Fantastic. Thank you, Evans. Good to see you. Oh, Joseph says, I'm taking 3 copies to a conference I'm attending in Rwanda and will use them as giveaways during my training sessions. Thank you. Thank you. This is a movement. This is a campaign. And, you know, we have a lot of work to do. We've got a lot of work to do. And giving someone a book on a very relevant topic is one of the best things you could do in this world, because then they take the information along with them, right? Some by their bedside, wherever they go. Amazing. Okay, so this is a leadership community. This is a leadership discussion. I need to let you know, if it's your first time of joining us, that we need to be on the same platform when it comes to our understanding of leadership, right? Because most people associate leadership with positions, right? Good. Most people associate leadership with positions, and it has a lot to do with it. However, leadership itself is a process. It's a dynamic. It's a relationship dynamic between people. And here in our community, based on the advancement in the understanding of leadership in our days, we say leadership is the ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. The ability to influence one or more people to achieve goals. So the key word there that describes the dynamic of the interaction is influence. And once you bring the discussion down to influence, you realize, wow, everybody has the capacity to influence. To influence is to affect the state of a person or thing. All of us, humans, have that potential. We have that capacity. Once you buy into the narrative that leadership is only about people that occupy positions at the high level, the first thing it will make you do is to abandon the development, the building of your influence, right? You leave it at an infant stage when you could really blow it up, grow it up, right? Secondly, it will turn you into a victim of other people who build their own influences, right? So here we were helping ourselves to build our influences and to use those influences positively. Good. That's our basic understanding. So the first thing we do, of course, here is to test it. Try the influence thing. So I want to request right now that you please share, repost, retweet, wherever. Throw this thing out to your followers and so on. Maybe just one person will join us. And that could be one of the greatest investments you make in the life of the person. Why is it that we complain a lot about people that occupy leadership positions? Because most people never learned leadership. Leadership is a science and an art. Leadership is a science and an art. The science part describes the principles that have no respect for persons. They work every time if you satisfy their conditions. There are basic principles that control leadership. And then there's the art part that then has to do with the peculiarity of your context, of your culture, of your environment, and so on. But you've got to get the science first as a foundation, right? So a former governor in Nigeria said to me on a flight, he said, because he did some things while he was governor that showed me that he understands what leadership is about. He demonstrated vision. So I was commending him for that, but told him, I'm sorry, but I cannot say the same for most of your contemporaries, right? In government. He said, look, Sam, Nigeria is like an aircraft that is being flown by pilots that did not go to flying school. He said, and when they crash the aircraft, everybody will be screaming. What was he saying? Leadership is a skill. and that most people actually have not read the book on leadership, have not attended a training on leadership or anything, right? So I'm just saying, if you are able to get someone into this discussion, you may be making one of the best investments you made in your life. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. Get some more people in. Good. Good to see you, Reverend Jedediah from Ghana. Right. Good to see you. Michael Nabiodo from Songo. Oh, Darlington says, thank you so much for Shift Book. It has been impactful for me and my staff. My team had a review of the book today. Oh, just today. Wow. Fantastic. Whoa, that is amazing. That is amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to hear that. I am there. Good to see you. Rotimi joining us from the UK in Damola. Thank you. Yakubu from Kano. And Juliet Nengi is joining us from Jos, Plateau State. Muradeyo from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. Michael from Benin. Taiwo from Lincoln. Amazing. Oh, Damola says, I can't wait to say my Daystar story. I can't wait to hear too. Yes, good. So is joining us from South Africa. Amazing. How do we purchase Shift Book? Just go on Amazon South Africa. It's there. Amazon South Africa, it's there. And very possibly on the websites of the leading bookshops. If you just Google, you'll likely find it there. But Amazon, absolutely, definitely. Yes, thank you, Juliet. Johnny from Nigeria, and Lillian from London, Aliu from RCCG Camp, Ononeye from Lagos. Fantastic. Thank you, Barry. Good to see you. Adid Damola, good to see you. Olamide too. Sibuyile Timothy joining us from South Africa. Amazing. Amazing. Yes, I can see Simpson Emmanuel reposted the stream. Fantastic. Really appreciate that. Right. So we're just so grateful for all of you. Our Darlington says, oh, that you've read Shift twice. He said, I've read it twice and I'm presently on the audiobook. Today I had a review with my team and it was very impactful. The book is like several books in one, honestly, several. The first 4 chapters, the editors told me, you need to slow down and take time, to break this principle down so people understand before you move on to application, because it's just so powerful and has different principles. So the first 4 chapters explain the shift principles. By the way, SHIFTS is an acronym for seeing, hearing, insight, formulate, right? See, hear, insight, formulate, transform, and succeed. Powerful transformation principle. I wrote the book because most transformation efforts fail in our world. At the personal, organizational, community, even national level, in fact, global level, you look at it. Things don't change easily. People's lives don't change easily. Nations don't change easily like that, right? And the book just, takes a complex issue and presents the way to deal with it in a simple way. More importantly, the book is broken down. The book is broken down because my aim is application. So you will see there the lessons, you will see application, then you will see yes, you will see application, then you will see stumbling blocks, what can prevent you from applying the principles in that chapter. Then you will see the key takeaways. It's amazing. And of course, you have the stories too. So thank you, Darlington. I really appreciate your doing this. So because this is about leadership, so it can't just be for you. So like Darlington says, he actually got copies for his team. That's exactly what we're expecting, you know, that people will be able to go through it with their teams. One of my proteges, an amazing pastor in Toronto, Canada, he runs the men's program where he has over 400 men. And he actually did exactly what Darlington did. He started a review through the book with everyone at all, over 400 people attending. He encouraged everyone, get a copy of the book. We're going through this book right now. That's how to leverage a book to change your life. And when you've gotten shifts, I'll strongly encourage you get Their Leader. If you haven't gotten it before, the book that I wrote before, Shift, Their Leader, oh my God, when you combine the two, it's powerful. Their Leader covers a wide range of leadership issues and offers very powerful wisdom for, you know, resolving different areas of leadership. Thank you, Adewale and Temitope. Clifford is joining us from Cameroon. Belinda also from Cameroon. That's amazing. Thank you. Good to have Cameroon in the room. Esther and Akumi and Ibuku is from Ilori. Wow. And oh, good to see you, Temi. By the way, I'll reply your message, okay? From Toronto. Thank you for joining us. Lillian says, I've been managed by managers with no leadership skills in the past. I say a lot of people don't even know there's a difference, right, between being a manager and being a leader. Titus joined us from Abuja. Thank you, Esther. Oh, it's your first time. Thank you, Gentle Wise Clifford. Thank you, Moses from London. Esther joined from Abuja. Oluwayomi from Jos. Abraham Takot. Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Joseph is asking, are we allowed to pick points from the book for trade? Absolutely, that's what it's about. Absolutely. Just attribute, right? Say where you got it from, but feel free to use everything. It's out in the public domain already. Thank you for having that in mind. Thank you, Busola from Mina, Niger State. Yes, I lived the first 10 years of my life in Niger State. King from Bayelsa, thank you. Isoji from Lagos, Titulope, Hannah from Lagos, Jean Onso, greetings from Alauku. Oh, thank you. Good to see you, Michael. Adekunle, Lagos, David from Jos. Temitope says the book is a textbook on its own. Absolutely. I put a little bit of research there, enough to be researched, but not too much so as not to frustrate the person that is not into academics. But I hope it can be used in schools, actually. Murade is asking, how can we get gifts in Canada? It's right there on Amazon Canada, right? Actually, after the USA, Canada is where it's, and should I say Nigeria? Canada is where it's selling fastest. So it's on Amazon Canada. You can actually just check it right now on amazon.ca. Thank you. Thank you, Wade. Thank you. Simpson says, I was invited to speak on the annual anniversary of a faith-based group here in the UK, and my notes were called from the book Shift and Dear Leader. Thank you, sir. I mentioned your name anyways. Woo! That's how it works. Let's spread the message. Thank you. I'm so happy to hear that. Right. MD Nur Hussein, thank you for joining us. Thank you. Muradeo, you have Their Leader already. That's good. Oh, good. Lillian says, I've just ordered a copy on Amazon and it will be delivered on October 1st. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Abalo from Abuja and Gwenga from Lagos. Yes, Pastor David Abidoye, thank you for joining us, right? I'll check out the messages, okay? I'll check out the messages. Thank you. Elishama from Oyo State. Amazing. Lillian says it will come handy for me as I'm currently studying leadership management course. Fantastic. I love that. I saw how leadership is just such a big issue all over the world right now. Everybody's getting to appreciate how important leadership is, isn't it? The impact of leaders' decisions and behaviors is outsized. That's the point. It's outsized. Leadership is a serious issue. And this season of uncertainty in our world, Abalo says, I followed you during the COVID period, and some of the things I learned live with me till today. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you, Prince from Abia State. Oh my God. My brother Charles Odiase from Dallas. Oh, happy to have you here. Wow. Okay, Clifford says, I knew you after reading The Parable of Dollars 2 years ago. Hey, that's an amazing book. Chini from Halifax, Nova Scotia. Thank you for joining us. Bayanle from Ibadan. George says, it's your first time. Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Timmy. Yes. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, so let me share something briefly, and then I'll take a few questions, and we'll be done because it's night for some of us already, right? Let's talk about delegation, right? We've been discussing the qualities of a leader. For those who are attending for the first time, let me give you the background story. So the point is that when I was much younger, I didn't think I was leadership material, right? I thought leadership was for people that are extroverted in temperament and personality, and, because they're usually friendly, they find it easy to communicate their thoughts, and so on. So, and that was my own definition of charisma, right? And then this elderly Reverend Minister gave me a book to read on leadership. This was 35 years ago. And the author shifted my brain. He said, if you believe that it's only few people that are born to lead, everybody else is born to follow, you missed it. Those theories are dead. Everybody has the capacity to influence. The author listed the qualities of a leader and said, whoever you are, go through these qualities, you will see you have some of them already. The ones you don't have, you can cultivate. And that was me. It was like, I had no argument anymore. I had some of the qualities of a leader. And then the ones that I did not have, I just turned them into my personal development goals. And I've owned up to it here as an introvert. One of the ones I did not have was communication. It did not come to me naturally, right? Especially talking. Yeah, I could write, but talking, why? Because my thinking is so complicated, so complex to bring it out. I don't like to discuss trivial things, How do you build relationships if all you're talking about all the time is how to go to mass, right? Anyway, so I began to, before somebody asks me, because people have asked me before, the communication part, how did you resolve it? Oh, I bought How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? I practiced, I underlined, almost practically every sentence there made sense to me. Right, how to start a conversation, how to keep a conversation going, and things like that. I practiced them. It's just been fantastic, just developing those qualities. So we've been developing the qualities. And if you check on my LinkedIn page, you will see the videos of the previous sessions that we held, and also my YouTube page. Okay. So today, let's talk about delegation. Right? Let's talk about delegation. Why? It is so central to the leadership process, right? It is passing on tasks and authority to people on your team, right? Just passing on tasks and the authority to execute the tasks to the people on your team. It sounds simple, but it's really huge. Famous evangelist D.L. Moody said, I would rather put 10 men to work than do the work of 10 men. I would rather put 10 men to work than do the work of 10 men. By the way, I'm really so happy to see Mr. Charles Odese, here today. He's one of the most effective leaders I've worked with. And I realized it was also because he was very good in delegating too, and in motivating people to do their job. Thank you, Solomon from Yola, for joining us. And Gospel from Lagos. Fantastic. Oh, Temitope says, I just completed my first book, Courtesy of Shifts. Thank you so much, sir, for the inspiration. I really acknowledge you in the book. Thank you for pouring out into us. Oh, now that is amazing. You wrote a book. Wow. Congratulations. John joined us from Malaga, Spain. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, Apiodun says, I got a complimentary copy for attending the Maryland session. Loving it. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. That means you attended the VIP session. Thank you for attending. Awesome. Good to see you again, Grace. And Temitope from Ireland says, I've been following you since the era of SACP. Oh my God. The principles you taught me then was what I applied to relocate abroad with my family. Wow. Oh my God. That's been a few years. Thank you. Thank you for following and for applying. Alexander says, Their Leader is an amazing book for everyone. Leadership Success in the Multi-Generational Workplace is a chapter I love so much. Yeah, that's a whole chapter. Leadership in the Multi-Generational Workplace. It's amazing. A lot of leaders are getting confused, really, on how to deal with Gen Zs. I was on a flight, some years back. I think it was from Atlanta to New York, and I was sitting next to this gentleman who turned out to be an engineer. So he was, happy to know that I trained also as an engineer. And then he said, wait. And then, of course, I told him I'm a leadership coach. So he said, okay, something is going on right now. He said, when we were young engineers, we reported at work, and closing time was when the work was finished. He said, these guys show up, yes, at 9 a.m., but they can't wait to run away at 5 p.m. What's going on, right? I said, I said, for us, how much was there in terms of entertainment in our own time? When TV was not 24 hours yet and all that, right? I said, but for these young people, it seems like entertainment is life. I said, so work was life for us. And then whatever time was left, then we used some of it for entertainment. I said, well, it does seem like for the younger generation today that entertainment is life. And then work is what they do to fund the life. Work is the interruption in the process. Anyway, just to say it's a different mindset. So thank you, Alexander. Thank you. Admire says, Mr. Shift, greetings and blessings to you. Thank you. Okay, good. So I can take it as an identity now, right? Thank you, Oluwatosin from Kent, in the UK, Adeoluja from Jos, and so on. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Okay. So, the major thing, listen, when you occupy any position and you have team members and you don't pass the job down to other people, you are defeating the purpose of leadership, right? Defeating the purpose of management and leadership in the first place. Hear what D.L. Moody said again, I would rather put 10 men to work than do the work of 10 men. So delegating is the way you multiply your efficiency, multiply your effectiveness, multiply your impact, multiply your results, right? Multiply your productivity. That's it. How much can you do as a person? Now, we've said it before on this platform that this is why a lot of people fail in their careers when they get to mid-level and they don't understand why. They may think it's a witch from their village or something. Once they promote you to supervisor or manager level, nobody's going to give you work that only one person can do anymore. They give you work that 5 people can do, or 10 people, or 50, or 100, or 1,000, right? And they will evaluate you based on that. If you don't get the leadership dynamic right and get the best out of the people on your team, that's failure already, right? So some people hit that bar and they fall off. They get another job, they hit that bar, they fall off. Of course, it's easy to assume it's the work of a witch. It's basically people skills, right? A research that was carried out a long time ago came to the conclusion when you are factory floor level leader or occupy those positions where you can work alone, your success depends on 75%. Let me see what's going on here. I'm sorry. Calls on my phone show up on my laptop, right? Good. Sorry about that. So your success depends on 75% technical skills and 25% people skills when you are doing jobs that you can do alone. Once they move you to supervisor or manager level, your success depends on 50% technical skills and 50% people skills. You see that? So the lack of people skills begins to affect your output. When you hit executive grade, your success depends on 75% people skills and 25% technical skills. In other words, you can't survive, right, the executive level peacefully. Not that you can't survive at all, but peacefully, right, without people skills. So I talk to a lot of founders, CEOs, who say that some of their best performing people are poor in people skills. Best performing how? They make money. You give them a goal, they will crush anything or anybody to get the job done, right? And because people's livelihoods depend on complying with their instructions, they get away with it. However, some, it eventually catches up big time with some, okay? Good. So the delegation is a very, very important dimension to leadership. You've got to learn to pass the job down. Remember what we said. 1, the people that work with you feel empowered. If you have 5 people on your team, 10, 20, but you try to do most of the job, you make people feel worthless, right? You make them feel irrelevant. So when you delegate, it's empowerment, right? People feel empowered. And also, it gives people the room to grow. Why do we find it difficult to delegate? Oh, because there's a tendency for people to there's a tendency for people to do a bad job, right? For people to make mistakes. But you need to always remind yourself, you were not born perfect, right? Whatever it is you know how to do, you learned it, right? You learned it. And you make mistakes in the process. So for people to make mistakes in the process of learning, that's a standard part, right? A normal part of the process, right? Good. So we say, first, people feel empowered. People have the opportunity to grow. Then also, you experience increased efficiency and increased productivity, right? So the likelihood is that on your team, you have people who even know how to do the job better than you. I say that being a leader does not mean that you are the smartest person on the team. A leader is just a broker of talents, a broker of abilities, of skills. That's all, right? Your own life will be better. You will feel better, like, right? When you can pass the job to other people Who shouldn't be delegating, right? Then when you delegate, you are more strategic as a leader. You're able to focus more on strategy. The place where your team or organization grows first is in your mind. The place where your team, your department, your organization grows first is in your mind. When you're so busy, you don't have time to think, your growth will be stunted, right? You will be too crowded to recognize opportunities. People who are overscheduled usually don't create exponential growth. So research carried out several years ago came to or produced the result that 87% of leaders are operational and only 13% are strategic. What does that mean? Most leaders are able to get things going, right? In a normal, stable condition. You know, when the work is routinous, fine. But when it comes to rapidly changing environments, rapidly changing situations, right? It is strategic leaders that are able to lead better there. Strategic leaders create success for their teams, not only in normal conditions, but in rapidly changing conditions. They also create success for their teams, not only in the present, but also in the future. Critical to all of that is plenty of room for self-reflection, plenty of room for thinking, plenty of room for accessing data, reading through reports, interpreting those reports, conducting meetings, right? And shifting perspectives for members of your team. So if you don't delegate tasks, right, the tactical part of the job, you won't be able to focus on the strategic part of the job. So you become more strategic as a leader when you delegate work to other people. Maybe one of the most important dimensions to delegation is the development of your team. The development of your team. There's tremendous power in synergy. Tremendous power. Two people working together will produce far more than the sum of what the two of them will produce if they were working separately. Now increase that to 10, increase it to 50, increase it to 100, right? So when you learn to delegate work to other people, with that, you are into team building. And a team will always defeat an individual. Absolutely. Can you imagine a soccer match with only one person on one side and 11 people on the other side? The team was won and lost even before they kicked the ball. Okay. One thing is important though. You need to match the tasks you are delegating to people's skills and talents. People's skills and talents. People are different. You know, diversity is the strength of a team. Diversity is the strength of a team. Diversity, the more different the people on your team are, the better for you. I know it can be frustrating for some of us, right? Frustrating. When I want to share a new idea with my teams, I have to think, because I suffered before, right? I didn't take into consideration the uniqueness of each person. Some people are introverts, some are extroverts. Some people can handle abstracts as I'm describing my fantastic idea. Some people can construct it in their heads. Some others are designed for touch and feel. They're not inferior. It's their wiring. It's their makeup. Touch and feel. The people that say seeing is believing. So you need to get it working a little bit, achieve some small success before they really get to agree that, you know, this thing can work. How do you work with those two groups of people? So you direct your communication at first to the people that can handle the abstracts, right? And then just find a way to quickly get some small wins and then others can get on board. Or you find a way to demonstrate the workability. In other words, you already have a small model or experiment, or there's a case study, and you can show exactly where it has worked before to convince people, right? Generally, I think that when we delegate, it has great impact on people's motivation and great impact on the overall behavior, values, and culture of your team or the organization. It's all positive, right? It's all positive. Good. If delegation is going to work, you have to be very clear in your expectations, right? Good. There needs to be clarity. What do you want someone to do? When do you want them to give you a feedback or result? This is also important. Delegation is not abdication. If you lead in Africa, like I have done, or like I do, I tell people, you have a bit more work to do in terms of training, right? In terms of equipping your team members. It's very important. You need to build a unique culture in your own organization or team. So you need to have a training program. Okay, you've got to have your own unique training program because you want a particular kind of people to be able to achieve your kind of results or vision, and you want to create those people, right? So you need a solid training program, right? And you need to check with people. When you've delegated, you need to check regularly to be sure things are going on. Don't wait until the end before you ask for a result, and then you get the biggest shocks of your life, okay? Ultimately, what you're doing is building a culture, right, for your organization and for your team. Let me say one final thing and I go, because it's such a broad subject, we can't exhaust it in one day. Why are we afraid to delegate? Scarcity mentality. So if you grow up in most of the world, which is developing, most of the world has developing economies, there's the likelihood that you've grown up with the idea of scarcity. There aren't enough opportunities to go around. So if I delegate, if I give everything I'm doing to somebody else, will I not be jobless? I find people in the older ages struggling. I'll put it at, say, people from 45 and above struggling to delegate because we've learned to fight hard for survival. So we're still in survival mode, fighting for survival mode. But I'll leave you with something that one of my mentors, Dr. David Oyedepo, said to me many years ago. He said, be careful. You can't be a star player forever. He said, age will catch up with you. And if you're not careful, you will have to pay to go into the same stadium where people paid to watch you play. Should I say that again? If you're not careful, you will have to pay to go into the same stadium where people paid to watch you play. So the only way you can avoid this problem is for you to become a coach. It's powerful. It's powerful. Today, if some people want to measure my success, for example, by what is being done by people in their 30s and 40s, I don't fall into that temptation, right? Because I was in that phase some years ago, right? Right now, I've got to measure my success by what is being achieved by the people I raised, by the people I groomed, by the people I mentored, and the people I continue to mentor. And by now, what do you think? I should be having like 2-3 generations now right? Of people I mentored. So this is important. When you let go of what is in your hand, when you delegate, you won't become jobless. You will be able to handle things at a higher level. That is what will happen. But as long as your hands are filled, there are bigger things that are supposed to come in there that are not going to come there. I hope this has been helpful to someone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Titus is asking, how can I get your contact for consultation? Okay, good. That's a good question, because some people ask, do you do one-on-one? Right? I do executive coaching, like you had. I pay attention now to leaders at the senior management level. That's the way it's going to pay all of us because of their outsized impact on everybody else, right? Good. Just send me an email if you want to find out how I coach, info@samadeyemiglc.com, or go on my link tree. So if you go on my bio on Instagram or X or Facebook, there's a link there. It takes you to my link tree. You'll see all the things I do there. So just click on the fact that you want executive coaching, and my team will get to you immediately, or send an email, info@samadeyemiglc.com, info@samadeyemiglc.com. All right. Thank you, Jide from Zaria. Thank you, Quinesta, Anne from Manchester, Victory from Lagos. Oh, thank you, Brother Charles. He says, your mentorship over my life largely made me who I am today. Thank you. You've done amazing, and we're so proud. Thank you, Felix from Akure, for joining us. Thank you, Sai Emmanuel from New Jersey, Isika from Abuja. Amazing. Pastor Tim Baker from Chicago. Thank you. I say big amen to your prayers. Dr. Stephen, congratulations. It was your birthday, right? Happy birthday. And congratulations on your book release. Amazing. Fantastic. And your award ceremony. Sonny joined us from Johannesburg, South Africa. My good friend Anne Bruce from California. Thank you. Janet Parker, thank you so much. Joining us from Indiana. Amazing. Okay. I can take one or two questions now, right? I see one from Temitope. Dr. Sam, please, how do we deal with corporate politics and racism, especially in this part of the world we live in, talking about people's skills? Good. So, first, politics is not a bad word, right? Politics is just about share of authority. I had to learn that to help me in my career. It's just about the share of authority. And the share of authority is never equal in an organization. Fact, I accept that, right? So the big issue then is how to manage it, right? How to manage it. In your instance, we're throwing in racism. So what I found out with time is that performance will always trump politics, right? Performance will always trump politics. Humans are humans. They will always have prejudices and have biases. But whatever your line of career is, just make sure that you are extraordinarily good. Because in history, we have seen people break through all kinds of barriers when they were desperately needed and there was nowhere else to look. You see, people in leadership at high levels, however crazy they may be, there are times when they really need results. There are times when they need results. It's amazing. And that's when they look for people who have integrity. That's when they look for people who have exceptional skills. Be that person, right? So usually, so the other part to politics is you've got to understand the share of power in your organization. Who is who? Who has the power to do what? Who are the decision makers? Find a way to serve them, right? At least one of them. Find a way to serve at least one of them. Don't be selfish. Don't focus on what you have to get, but just realize they are human beings too, right? They are humans too, and the higher they are in your organization, it's like this proverb from my part of Nigeria that says the bigger somebody heads it, the bigger will be their headache. Can you help? Can you serve? Right now, get ready. Some other people around who maybe have ego and things like that, they begin to criticize you. They say you are sucking up to the leaders. You have to close your ears to those things, right? The leader. Why did you get employment in this organization if it wasn't to help the leaders to solve problems, right? Good. So that's how you play your politics in an organization. You make sure you love people genuinely. You love people at the top. You love your colleagues. You love your subordinates, right? You are out to help, to assist, and you are the best, right? Now, at some point, if you find out where you are, the environment is not just okay for you to thrive, then you can go somewhere else. And it won't be difficult for somebody else to hire you because you are exceptionally good, right? Stephen says, thanks for this lovely time you created for us. A member and pastoring said to my face that my wife is not born again, saying, what should I do? Isn't that laughable? So who, being born again is a thing of the heart, right? So who, that person is God, right? That person must be the Holy Spirit to make that decision. So just forget it. You know, the church is a family actually, right? Yeah, it's God's family. And somebody said it's also a hospital. So what do you do when your baby wheezes on you? Do you kill the baby or throw the baby away? You will have to bear a lot of things. Let the person listen to the same person 5 years from now and their views would have changed, right? Don't take it to heart, right? Just forgive the person. All right. Thank you, Theophilos, for joining us from Accra. Thank you, Dr. Ezekiah. Good to see you too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Let me see. Oh, by the way, so our next event, our next training is next week, Tuesday and Wednesday. It's our high impact strategy retreat for C-suite leaders, and it's holding in Dubai, right? It's premium. We just want to pull these founders, CEOs, and top government officials away from their work and discuss the things that give them headache at their level, right? You'll be amazed. It's a great opportunity for healing. Like our first session is titled Managing Success. So when people are aspiring to success, most of the time I'm praying for it. They don't know what they're praying for, right? Because when it really lands, it comes with its own issues. Like I asked, did they teach you how to manage envy in the MBA class, right? Your unusual success will automatically create the envy. How do you recognize it? How do you manage it and things like that? How do you manage betrayal, really, as a leader and all those things? So we deal with those heart issues, and then we go on to very exciting dimensions. One of the things we do is scenario planning. We just look forward to the next 1 year and all the things that have the potential to create disruptions and the opportunities that will come with them, opportunities for making money, opportunities for accelerated growth, right? It's amazing. Anyway, looking forward to host those of us who registered already for the session. Okay. Akinwumi is asking, how can a leader differentiate between tasks they must handle personally and those that should be delegated without risking loss of quality or accountability? Okay, so you can apply the Pareto principle, for example. Pareto principle says 20% of the things you're doing will give you 80% of your results, right? So can you take a good look at the things you're doing and identify the things that give you your best results, right? Yes, the 20%. And those are usually the things only you can do, or just things that are strategic, right? Things that have to do with having a complete overview of the whole organization, right? So the remaining 80%, drop them. Drop them. Now, some of the things that are part of your 20%, now if you review in 6 months' time or 12 months' time, it's likely they will have gotten into the 80%. Drop them. As the job is increasing, you will have to always continue to review and dump things. The things that are not along the line of your talent and skill. It's like you're a solopreneur, you started your business, and then you're everything. You're the financial controller, you're the production manager, you're the sales director, you're everything. As growth comes, you've got to delegate some of those tasks. IT is not your area. Technology is your area. Employ someone to do that. Finance is not your area. Drop that, right? So it's not difficult, right, to identify when you come from the angle of specialization, right, and skills. But most important, operations and strategy. Operations and strategy. Drop the operations. Focus more on strategy, on thinking for the next 12 months, for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, thinking ahead, looking at what's going on within your organization, then looking outside, the changes that are going on outside your organization. What do you do while you are listening to the news? Can you pick changes while they're just starting, just on the fringes of people's thoughts? That's what strategic leaders do, right? I hope that helps. Thank you, Ayo from Seattle, Washington, for joining us. Yomi joined us from Burkina Faso. Amazing. Truly, truly an international meeting. Obed says, I'm blessed and privileged, want to always hear you. Thank you. James says, this is excellent teaching. I'm super excited about this topic. Thank you. Demitoko is asking, when should we be expecting the UK or Europe edition? Okay, fine. Fine. So this is the big news for today. Good news, great news. So we've put up the link for our Shift Leadership Conference Lagos 2026, right? Yes, I'm checking. Let me see. I'm sure our team can put it in the chat room, right? I believe it's ready. The link for the wait list for the Shift Leadership Conference Lagos 2026. The first thing I want to do is to ask those that can. Good. So we have the links in the chat room. We've opened up the wait list for the Shift Leadership Conference Lagos 2026. We're starting early enough this time. So what happens is if you get on the wait list, then you have the first opportunity to secure your seat. You have the first opportunity to secure your seat before we go to the public later. It will still be at the Echo Hotel and Suites in Lagos. promises to be really, really powerful. However, for the Shift Conference Lagos 2025, we had some amazing members of our community whose organizations partnered with us to make the conference possible. It was amazing because it helped in phenomenal ways. They recognized that the topic, the subject that we're on is a huge area of need. Huge area of need for us in Africa, huge area of need for developing nations, huge area of need even for developed economies. It's a global issue, this leadership thing. So they chose to identify with us, identify with our cause, and they signed up to be sponsors. I'll forever be grateful for them, forever. It enabled us, because we were very intentional, strategic, right, in the way we went about it. We wanted young people in the room. So we offered 400 seats to 40 schools, right? 40 schools, and each one brought 10 people, a mix of students and their teachers. It was phenomenal because we wanted them in the room. We want them in the room. We're going to do the same thing again, and it was this partnership that made it possible. So I just want to ask, if you run an organization and you can, we want to invite you into the partnership for the Shift Leadership Conference Lagos 2026. Please send me an email, info@samademiglc.com, info@samademiglc.com, and we'll talk to you and let you know the various categories, right, levels of sponsorship available. The people at the highest level of our sponsorship, they were on the 18 giant billboards that we had all over the city of Lagos. Our online advertising was explosive, right? Was explosive, was powerful, was everywhere, right? We were in your face everywhere. And our sponsors were on our advertising. We were on newspaper too, Business Day, and our sponsors were there. So please send me an email. Let's do it together, right? For 2026. Thank you. And please join the wait list. The link is there. I can see it on Facebook. I can see it on YouTube. Yes, let's do it. Let's do it together for 2026. All right. And then what we're going to do, and I went into that because of Temitope's question. Now the business, so we're having only one big Shift Leadership Conference like that for 2026. It's the Lagos one. We will also offer opportunities for people to join us online. Let me say that up front for those of us that are in other parts of the world. The other Shift conferences we will have will be on university campuses, right? But I'll tell us more about that later. Yes, we're going to university campuses. We're starting, university campuses in Nigeria. Then, the Business and Leadership Accelerator Roundtable, which we had at Calgary some 10 days ago, maximum 20 to 25 people. And we're together in the room the whole Saturday, and we're discussing exponential growth. Exponential, because we've gotten a handle on the principles, right? So watch out. Very soon we're putting up the wait list, and then you tell us if you want us to come to your city. If we have enough people, let's say 15 in the city, then we're likely coming there in 2026. That's how it's going to work, right? Good. So you will see on the list London, New York, Calgary, Toronto, Dubai, right? You'll see those cities. And if your city is not there, we'll give you opportunity to list your city. But once we have enough people in a city that want us to come, then we're very likely coming to that city. Is that okay? All right. Okay. Thank you. We've spent enough time today. I see a question from Martina. Oh, my sister Martina. Fantastic. You were an amazing hostess when we were at Benin Republic. Some few months back. Thank you. How do you deal with fear of leadership, especially when you don't believe in your own skills, or even when you're unable to truly identify what you're good at? Oh, fantastic. Okay, so that was what happened to me, right? That was where I was. Okay, so what do you do? First, learn about leadership. Learn about leadership. Learn about the qualities of a leader. Go online, go online and research about the qualities of a leader. How do you become a leader? And then you will see it will be demystified, right? Secondly, run tests, right? So just go on Google. In fact, I'll give you a particular website, 16personalities.com, 16personalities.com. It's built on the MBTI system. It's fantastic. So you will see 16 different classifications of personality types. I know mine. I've run that test, several times. Mine is it's a combination of 4 letters, right? Mine is INTJ. They call the INTJ the mastermind, or the strategist, or the architect. It's not something you pray for. You're already wired. So you see the strengths, you see the weaknesses of that type. I've just taken the strengths and gone nuclear with them. That's it. I'm wired to think. Now, there is the one that is called the entertainer. And I see some of the most successful people in the entertainment industry, that's the personality type that they fall into. It's amazing. So with that, you will see you're a genius already. It's not something to look for. You're a genius, and this world really needs you, right? And most of what you need to do to be a leader, just make sure you love people, right? Just make sure you care for people and you want them to be successful. And then you take that, your whatever that gift is, and use it to serve people. Use it to make people's lives better. Simple. You'll be amazed. You won't need to chase people. People will run to you, right? Good. Wisdom, teaching. Oh yeah. Thank you. Wisdom, teaching. That's where my talents are. So what I'm doing right now is talent. Leadership is my talent. It's also a talent for me. It's a skill. It's amazing. The whole world really needs you. As to you not having enough confidence and so on, just know you're not alone. Most of us in leadership positions are like that. In fact, many people who occupy leadership positions suffer from what we call imposter syndrome. A lot of the people you see that are successful, highly placed, are afraid that the success may go away, right? That they may not be fully qualified, right, for the success that they are experiencing. We call it imposter syndrome. But that's how a gift works. That's how a talent works. You do the same thing other people are doing, you get extraordinary results. So yes, my sister, go for it, right? Yes, please go to that website, find out who you are, and then what you already have, just find ways to serve your world with it. There's something special about you. Nobody on this planet has it. That's how special you are. Our world moves us towards conformity. Our world tends to move us towards conformity, right? That's why. So when most people are saying something is wrong with you, something's actually wrong with them. They are expecting you to be like them, but you are not exactly like anybody else on this planet. Anyone who has ever lived, anyone who's going to live after you. You're just in a class by your own. So your secret in this life is rooted in your uniqueness. It's rooted in your difference. That's where you should go. When they tell you talk too much, that talking is where your gift is. Chase it. Don't mind them. When they say you keep quiet too much, that was what they told me. They didn't know that my talent is in thinking, right? All right. I hope this has been helpful to everyone. Can you give me a letter Y in the chat room before we go, just to let me know this was useful to someone? If I get 5 Ys, I'll be satisfied. If not, maybe we have to come back tomorrow. No, I'm not promising. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you so much. The website, 16personalities.com. 16personalities.com. Thank you everyone. Let me see. I know. So we do this every Monday, except where it is not possible. We do this every Monday, except where it is not possible. So I wish you an amazing week, okay? Please, everybody remember the wait list for Shift Conference Lagos 2026 is up now. It's on the link tree and the link on my bio on social media. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Till we see you again this time next week. Please go on my link tree. You'll likely find something there that will be very, 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 very useful for you. Some of them are free, some are not. Till we see you again next time. Have an amazing week. Bye for now.